One Maine Christmas Eve by Douglas Coffin, one of the founders of our church. On a dark Christmas Eve so solemn and cold, well after the very last church bell had tolled, from the earth deeply wrapped in a mantle of snow rose a thin plume of smoke from a farmhouse below. There with Miss Moody lived Smittens her dog, as lovingly thumbed as an old catalogue, and there they lay dreaming, asleep head by head, till a noise from the barn made them sit up in bed. Squinting through frost on a pane frozen hard, they spied a most wondrous sleigh in the yard. With a gasp, old Miss Moody scuttled out to the hall to give Emery and Millie, her boarders, a call. They clattered downstairs just as quick as they could. Miss Moody just pointed to where the sleigh stood. Making sure her sweet Smittens was bundled up tight, they crept out on the porch and into the night. A sack of bright toys filled the back of the sleigh, and inside the barn, mostly covered with hay, they saw 8 tiny reindeer asleep in one stall, for Santa can make things so wonderfully small. They turned at the sound of a foot falling soft. 'Twas a little old elf with fresh straw from the loft. "I need this, Miss Moody," said a somber Saint Nick, "for my reindeer have all fallen dreadfully sick. My rounds are half finished, but I know girls and boys believe caring for animals comes before toys." He sighed as his beard settled into his chest. "My reindeer this Christmas," he added, "need rest." Miss Moody stroked Smittens and lowered her head. Millie shuffled her feet, but Emery said, as he pulled on his gloves and started to chew, "That means you got half your rounds left to do." The great harness lay tangled and stiffened with ice. Bending down, Emery gave it a shake once or twice. A murmur of sleigh bells faintly answered his hand. "This harness'll fit my horse, Copper, some grand. When Copper and Bonnie was pulling for show, they took Union Fair records 4 years in a row. I ain't worked him since Bonnie went off to her rest. That's 2 years this spring, so he's rested, I guess." Before long, old Copper was hitched to the sleigh, restlessly stomping and champing away. Then Millie said, "What about Grady's old goat, the one that lives all alone under the boat? Her name's Sheila. She's healthy with not much to do. I'm sure she'd help out if we all asked her to." Emery called after Millie, "Get his heifer as well. I think her name's Sal. She's too frisky to sell." Then he turned to Miss Moody. "Now, didn't your dad once fashion a skidder from an old car he had?" "Why, yes," said Miss Moody. "Pa used to haul wood. It's under the barn, but I'm sure it's no good." His toolbox in hand, Emery followed his light and disappeared wordlessly into the night. In a rattle of wrenches there came a great roar. The grunter was chugging through snowdrifts once more. With a smile, Emery wiped his hands off on his jeans. "The grunter strikes me as more beast than machine." Then, holding the halter of Sal, the young cow, driving Sheila the goat with an evergreen bough, with a cheer, Millie finally hove into view. She was followed by not only one goose, but 2. "They've been down by the pond since the middle of May." Santa stared at the birds and heard Emery say, "I'll hook up the gooses as one for the ride. They're skittish and probably best side by side." 5 harnesses filled, just 3 more to place. Santa felt a small smile on the edge of his face. Just then a gray cat rubbed against Millie's boot. "It's good riddance, by golly," she said with a hoot. "This cat loves her freedom and won't settle down. We all tend her a little the length of the town." From the pucker brush then came a tentative squeak. "It was Pottle's pig Cinda who broke free last week." That plump Christmas dinner nuzzled Emery's knees. "Unlike Pottle, his pig here is eager to please." They all gave a great cheer. "Just one more to go," cried Santa, who paced back and forth in the snow. "We must hurry, for time is fast slipping by." Then all of them suddenly stopped, and here's why. Miss Moody had set Smittens down in the snow, kneeling beside him, adjusting his bow. In a firm, quiet voice she said, "There, that makes 8. Better hurry up, Emery. It's already late." Emery tied Smittens in, gave his collar a tweak. Santa sprang to his sleigh, but before he could speak, old Copper leaned forward, and everyone caught the jingle of bells as the harness snapped taut. With a long sigh, the sleigh creaked slowly ahead. It groaned, gave a clatter, then faster it sped, just skimming the snow, the runners now bright, then a flash as it lifted up into the night. Higher it circled round Miss Moody's barn, high above her lacy hanky held aloft on her arm. Now Copper, now Sheila, now Sal, and good riddance, on Goosers and Cinda, the Grunter and Smittens, to the top of whatever you think you can't do. Dash out of the old year and into the new. The end.